some people seem to be predicting now an Obama win, majority in the House of Representatives, and maybe even up to 60 seats in the Senate.
That would be extraordinary.
Do you think if that happened, there'd be any disadvantages to having such a majority in Congress and a Democrat as president?
In what way? You mean disadvantage to how the country would be run?
Yeah, perhaps the idea I'm getting at is that some of the checks and balances that were put in the Constitution would be weaker because the president would be in such a strong position to advance his own agenda, perhaps without any real check from Congress.
I mean that has happened in the past, that there's been more of a majority of Republicans or Democrats, and I mean I don't see any danger in it. I mean I can't picture any danger in what would happen if it was more of a majority of Democrats in the Senate. I mean the kind of dangers you could think of is that we have a situation where the president wants us to go to war with China and the people don't want it, but he can pass something like that through. That kind of danger. I mean, Obama doesn't seem like the kind of person that is suddenly going to have a bad day and, want to do something like that, and we won't be able to stop him. I mean, it seems like what would happen would be changes that would be reasonable changes that most normal, decent people would want.
Sure.
So I wouldn't be. I think America can afford to have more Democrats in Congress at the moment without it, becoming any kind of problem for America or the rest of the world. I don't think it would harm it.
Okay.
I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know.
I just asked you one last question, which is sort of from the opposing side. When I talked to a lot of Democrats over the last sort of 8 years, they've not had a very good time of it. They've really disliked the Bush presidency. They've really felt like it has stood for a lot of things that they strongly dislike. How are the substantial proportion of America who see themselves as Democrats or liberal leaning, how would they react if Obama doesn't win after this campaign?
Well, as Tina Fey was quoted as saying, "That's it. I'm leaving Earth." I don't know. I mean, I've had people. I mean, first of all, and I just also want to say for myself, even though I was born into a Democrat family, I haven't seen myself as a Democrat for a long time. I voted for Bill Clinton just because I did, because I didn't know, what else to do. I didn't like his face, but I mean, I think I would have voted for McCain had Hillary got the nomination. So in other words, I'm not somebody that identifies myself being Democrat, and I haven't hated Bush the way I've heard other Americans have hated him. And I think a lot of that is because I've lived here throughout his presidency. Yeah. So that so I haven't had the day-to-day I don't really have strong feelings of hate for him at all. But but this time around, the difference of it to me again, it's not a partisan issue for me. It's more what I've seen of McCain's choices, and especially the very real danger of the likelihood of him, God forbid, something happening to him, and Sarah Palin being president of the United States. It's just so unthinkable. It's that combination of really wanting Obama to win and really not wanting Sarah Palin to, even what she thinks the right presidency is, and running the Senate and all of that. It's just such a nightmare. I mean, so many Americans have said, if they win, we're coming to London. But I don't think any of us would be safe, because the problems with the economy would just continue to spiral downward. I mean, I don't think it's going to reverse overnight, but I think that you'd be amazed how much of the economy is based on confidence, versus depression, hence the expression, the depression, and that optimism can really turn around the economy now. And jobs can literally be created, and there could be such an exciting future for America and the world if and when Obama and Biden and a nice Democratic presence gets in. I mean, I'm old enough to remember as a very young child what the Kennedy years were like in America, and it was an incredible time with ideas of man going to the moon and all of those kind of things happening. And I think that the world is really ready for something like that. And so it's unthinkable to me at this point that McCain and Palin could win. But if they do, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll try to go to the moon too.
Real Pundits.